Alright, so in today's video guys, we're with the new Dragon Ball Gekishin Squadra and the new network testing here. That's obviously, a lot of people want to do this testing. It's going to be a huge deal because this game does look pretty interesting. Sadly, when this game did first release in the beta testing stages, I didn't get to try it, sadly, just because it wasn't available in my region, but this time it is, so I will be doing plenty of videos on that, but the first one here is obviously this new network test, right, and obviously how to join it, stuff like that. So I will quickly point out here, the available platforms here are obviously on App Store, so obviously Android phones, not App Store, Apple phones, sorry, Apple devices, Google Play, PlayStation 5 and 4, which 4 was a bit surprising, I didn't think 4 would get it, but, PlayStation 4 still got it in it. Nintendo Switch, I'm assuming the Switch 2 should have it, it's just they didn't put it there. And Steam as well, right? So we'll talk about how to get that. There is other requirements as well, which we'll talk about later. But first, we'll talk about how to do the test, right? So yeah, once you get the website up here, you can pretty much just straight away see these are all the devices here. You can get it on the devices, but places you can get it. If we scroll further down, it should show us exactly what to do, sort of thing. Yeah, network test. So we click here. Now it's actually pretty easy to do. There's a few ways you can do it. So you can just go on the PlayStation Store that way, and then just do a wishlist there. So as soon as it becomes available for download, do it that way. Same thing on Steam. But there is three options here that you can't do straight away. So at the moment, it's currently not on Google Play. That's why I can't click it. We can quickly search it up. So currently here, I've got to quickly search up. These are all the available games on Play Store. So I'm assuming once we get close to the official date, like it does officially drop for download, that's when we can have it. We can do it this way. Sometimes it's not available in the search if you go on the company way, but it's not there either, right? So at the moment, you might have to wait a few more days, but we'll see. But yeah, it's pretty easy, so I would assume maybe tomorrow, because I think from when this video goes up in 2 days, it should go live, roughly, depending on when I get this video done. But it goes live, as you can see here, this is your test period here, this is UTC time, so you sort of have to translate it in your own time. I'm not too sure what this translates to, but for me, it's going to be the 12th, I think it is, on my day in Australia, so in Japan, it's the 12th as well, so... So it does have stuff here as well, which I guess we can quickly talk about. So I'm not sure if this does. Yeah, it's going to put in details. So this is the part we do have to look at really carefully. Well, not really carefully. I'll quickly go over the highlights. I quickly went over it. But yeah, basically here, as you can see here in the network test period, they may delete your demo account, your demo version, once the network test ends. I don't think they will do that. They might let us keep the accounts, but at the moment, it probably will get deleted, but we'll have to wait and see. There's other stuff here, talks about laws and the game, stuff like that. Some of this stuff is, I guess, important to read if you're looking into the laws and that, but, it does, as you can see here, the company reserves the rights to reset gameplay data, which could happen. It all depends. It is a test period, they can do what they want, sort of thing, so don't be too surprised if, you may lose a few wins or stuff like that. Emergency maintenance, that's usually bound to happen as a test period, so don't get too surprised. Here's the requirements here. So as you can see, this is for PC versions, so obviously you have to have Windows 10 or 11, pretty obvious. There's your CPU, so that's I think that's pretty standard, but I guess it all depends on how old your computer is, stuff like that. Memory is 8 gig, there's your GPU as well, and then DirectX. So I think that's pretty common, that sort of stuff. That's basic stuff. I could be wrong, but that's at least your minimum and recommended. You can go obviously max, you can have better graphics than that if you want. That's not going to matter, it's just your minimum sort of thing you have to look for. So what's it got here? You do not have to be a member of PlayStation Plus or Nintendo Switch Online to participate in the test, so that's pretty good. So that could mean that the game could be free when it drops. It could, or you may have to pay for it. But usually, if the game, for example, on PlayStation Plus is free, you don't have to pay your online services, right? It could change. They could make it's paid, a paid game, might be $10, something like that. But at the moment, the test period is going to be completely free, so you don't have to worry about that. You got your Google Play here as well. It's got your Snapdragon, stuff like that. Your Snapdragon, I wouldn't worry about too much. Usually, if your OS is at least 10 or later, it should be roughly the same Snapdragon. Or your memory gig, your memory should be 4 gig or more. So obviously, if you have an 8 gig phone, it's going to run a lot better. I mean, you can check your Snapdragon and that if you want. Basically, what you can do is just you go search up your phone, for example. Let's just say you got the S24 Ultra, and then you put in the specs after that, and it will show you all your Snapdragon stuff like that. Or you just search up Snapdragon on S24, right? App Store as well, just shows you, basically iPhone 11 or later should be fine. iPhone, well, Apple's a lot easier to work out than Android sort of thing. Just because obviously with Apple you got certain phones that can handle the sort of thing, right? So we'll get here. Some features may not be available in the service or may differ from those in the official release, which is fairly obvious stuff. Save data and play data may be different. Like I said, these are pretty much obvious things that we did know anyway. Purchases using real currency will not be available in the test, so you can't buy anything in this test period. Please uninstall the service app once it's done. You don't really have to uninstall it if you don't want to, but it probably would be easier. I'm assuming it may have problems again, because if you're trying to load it up on the service app, once the game officially releases, there might be a few codes that are different, so when they actually join. So I guess you can keep it till the official version drops and then delete it if you want to do that. I don't see, there's no law against it, you can keep it on your phone, just keep it on that sort of thing, but just a heads up, if you do decide to keep it and you try to load it in on the official release, it may not work. So what else is there? Nothing really too big here. You don't have to worry about this sort of stuff here. So that's pretty much it. That's basically all the announcements sort of thing. So to sum it up real quick, to do the test period, I did say at the start, all you have to do is download the game once it officially drops, which should be on the official release of the network test, and then it should be live straight away, or at least live after an hour or so, after everyone's downloaded it maybe. But yeah, at the moment, you can wishlist it on PS4, PS5, or Steam, but App Store, Google Play, and Switch, you can't get, just as you can see. That's why none of these links are working. So, like I said, I expect when the date drops, this time period starts, that's when they'll go live. But yeah, that's the end of today's video, guys. If you have any other questions, anything like that, just leave a comment down below. And yeah, if you've got this video and you want to see more, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you as I win the next one.